Today I'm going to share a simple but powerful story with you. The topic is, what did I do yesterday? You might think yesterday was just an ordinary day, but telling your story about yesterday is one of the best ways to practice English. Why? Because when you talk about yesterday, you naturally use the simple past tense, one of the most important tenses in English. Think about it. Every day you can practice English by asking yourself, what did I do yesterday? Then you answer with small sentences. I woke up. I ate breakfast. I went to work. I watched a movie. This is natural practice. In today's story, I will tell you about everything I did yesterday. From the moment I woke up to the meals I ate, the people I talked to, and how I ended my day. It's not a big adventure. It's just an ordinary day. But sometimes, ordinary days are the best practice for learning English. Here's how you can use this story. First, listen carefully and relax. Then, if you want to practice speaking, I will take pause after each sentence, so you can repeat the sentences after me. Don't worry if you make mistakes. The goal is to practice the rhythm and flow of English. Remember, fluency grows little by little, every single day. Even small sentences about your daily life can make a big difference. So, sit back, relax, and let's go into today's story. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday, I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning. The alarm rang and I opened my eyes slowly. For a few minutes, I stayed in bed and stretched my arms. The room was quiet, and the sunlight came through the curtains. I picked up my phone and checked the time. I also read a few messages from my friends. Some of them said, "Good morning." And one message made me smile. After that, I put my phone down and got out of bed. I went straight to the bathroom. I washed my face with cold water. It woke me up immediately. Then I brushed my teeth and looked at myself in the mirror. I thought, okay, let's start the day. I walked to the kitchen and made myself breakfast. I toasted 2 slices of bread. I fried an egg and put some butter on the toast. I poured hot coffee into a cup. And the smell filled the kitchen. I finished eating, washed the dishes, and wiped the table clean. After breakfast, I went back to my room. I changed into comfortable clothes. Then I sat down at my desk and turned on my laptop. At first, I checked my emails. I read messages from work and answered a few important ones. I also deleted some unnecessary emails. That filled my inbox. I organised my folders and felt good about being a little productive. Around 9:30 a.m., I started working on a project. It was something I had planned for a few days. I typed notes, wrote ideas, and searched for information online. I focused for almost 2 hours without distractions. It felt great to stay concentrated. When I looked at the clock, it was already 11:30 a.m. I decided to take a short break. I stood up and stretched my arms and legs. I walked around the house and looked out the window. The weather looked beautiful. The sky was blue, and a few birds were flying near the trees. I drank a glass of water and felt refreshed. At noon, I made myself lunch. I cooked rice with vegetables and chicken. The smell of garlic and onions filled the kitchen. I set the table and enjoyed my meal slowly. I thought about my morning and felt satisfied. After eating, I cleaned the dishes and dried them. I also wiped the counters and swept the kitchen floor. When the kitchen looked clean, I went to the living room. I sat on the sofa and picked up my book. I had started the book last week and I was excited to continue. I read about 25 pages. The story was interesting and I didn't notice the time passing. After 1 hour, I closed the book and stretched again. Around 2 p.m., I decided to go outside. I put on my sneakers and left the house for a walk. The air was warm and the sun was shining. I walked slowly through my neighborhood. I looked at the trees, the houses, and the flowers in the gardens. I saw some children playing with a ball. And they laughed loudly. I passed by a small shop and waved at the owner. I also met one of my neighbors and we greeted each other. I walked for about 40 minutes and then I returned home. When I came back, I drank another glass of water. I washed my hands and sat down at my desk again. I wrote notes, ideas, and even a short to-do list for the evening. At 4 p.m., I decided to do some cleaning. I vacuumed the living room. I dusted the shelves and cleaned the coffee table. I also organised some books and magazines. Then I watered the plants on the balcony. The plants looked fresh and green after the water. Later, I made myself a small snack. I cut an apple into slices and ate it with some peanut butter. It was simple but tasty. I also made a cup of green tea. And drank it while listening to a podcast. Around 5 p.m, I called one of my friends. Closed my eyes. I didn't sleep, but I relaxed. At 6 p.m, I went back to my desk. I finished the last part of my project. I checked everything twice and saved the file. I felt proud of myself because I completed what I had planned. Then, I started preparing dinner. I boiled some pasta and made tomato sauce. I cut garlic, onions, and tomatoes. I added olive oil, salt, and a little pepper. The kitchen smelled amazing. I served the pasta with sauce and grated cheese on top. I sat down and ate while watching the evening news on TV. After dinner, I washed the dishes again. I wiped the counters and made sure everything was clean. Then I returned to the living room. I watched one episode of a comedy show. It made me laugh and relax after a busy day. Later, I decided to go online for a while. I opened my laptop and watched a few short videos. I also replied to some messages from friends. I checked social media for about 30 minutes. Around 9 p.m. I picked up my book again. I read another 20 pages. The story was getting more exciting, and I enjoyed it a lot. At 9:45, I put the book down. And made a cup of chamomile tea. I drank it slowly while sitting on the sofa. The warm tea helped me feel calm and ready for bed. At 10 p.m, I brushed my teeth and changed into pajamas. I prepared my bed and turned off the lights in the other rooms. I lay down in bed with my phone. I checked the last few messages of the day. I also set my alarm for the next morning. Finally, I closed my eyes. I thought about everything I had done yesterday. It wasn't a big adventure. It wasn't a very special day. But it was a day full of small, simple moments. I worked. I ate. I walked. I cleaned. I read. And I talked to a friend. And all those little moments made the day feel complete. I smiled pulled the blanket over myself and slowly fell asleep. That was my day yesterday. Thank you so much for listening to my story about what I did yesterday. I hope you noticed something important. Every single sentence was in the simple past tense. I woke up. I ate breakfast. I read a book. I walked outside. This is exactly how you can practice English every day. Here's my challenge for you. After watching this video, take a notebook and write down your own story about yesterday. Start with small sentences. Don't worry about being perfect. Then read your sentences out loud. Or even better, shadow this video and then tell your own version of, "What did I do yesterday?" This practice is powerful because it's real. It's your life. And when you connect English to your real life, you learn faster and remember longer. Fluency is not about big, difficult words. It's about using simple, clear sentences every day. If you practice just 5 or 10 minutes daily, your English will improve more than you imagine. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to English Fluency Teacher, and share it with a friend who also wants to practice English. Together, we can create a community of learners who support and motivate each other. Thank you again for joining me today. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember, your English journey is worth every step. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, take care and happy practicing.